talking about that later. So as you can see in my screen over here, during COVID I have the 3, the 7 and the 14 days in a row badge. It was working from home at cold. Well, I do it right now for 1 year, so this one was easy in the mornings before work to do a lap of in half an hour or something. You have to ride, I think, like 12k or something minimal to let it count. So I did those laps early morning. It was quite fun. The other badges over here you receive kind of easy, not that hard. Okay, now we go to this one. Here are a lot of tricky badges in. It's the, let me see which one was kind of hard. This one, the Daredevil, it was my first badge. I have to climb the KOM mountain for like 5 times or something to get the right badge to descend at 50 miles per hour. It was quite heavy and a bit of an exercise. And of course my last badge from this list was the 25 times Alpe d'Huez. I completed it September last year, and well, it took me quite some time, of course. I was busy with it for like 1.5 years or something to complete it. Okay. Now, well, the route badges I already mentioned another video. You can see, of course, all the stuff in Watopia over here, and then of course the Mega Pretzel and the Uber Pretzel. Let me see where it is. The pretzel, the Uber Pretzel and the Mega Pretzel. They were quite hard to finish and took me some time, especially the Mega Pretzel. I didn't get a badge because it's the only badge that's not have to pass an arc to receive it. You have to pass a stone in the Mega Pretzel badge, and I don't know what it is with that stone, but sometimes it didn't recognize the ride, so I have to did it twice. Well, it was kind of fun, but it was like 4 hours or something. Well, all the other badges, of course, in, let me see, this is all Watopia, and then we go to the new Watopias, of course, and here it's all in London, where of course last December it was the PRL half, and for me also the PRL full. PRL full was my last heavy badge in the route badges, for like 7.5 hours on the trainer. Started very early at 6 o'clock and was trying to finish 7 hours later, and that was kind of hard. It was not that the route was that hard, but it was more like a mental thing to do the same loop over and over again. I think like it was like 10 times the London loop, so that was kind of hard. And then we have the New York badges over here, and they were all completed, as you can see, and they were not that special. Innsbruck, there were a couple of hard ones, the Lutcher and the Lutcher CCV. I underestimated them. They were a lot of height meters. You have to climb, and that is the reason there was a long lead in. You have to first go to the arch on the top of the KOM climb, and then have to descend and do it again. So actually you do the climb like twice. I underestimated that, and I didn't prepare for that one, so that took me like a steady 2 hours per badge. Yorkshire, of course, was quite easy, not that long badges. In France, they're all so quite short, especially the Ventop, of course. It cost me like a steady 2 hours to reach the top. I will do it another time, but I only been to the top one time for the badge. After that, not anymore. It was a bad experience. I underestimated the climb. I thought it was average grade of like 6 or 7, but the starting point was like the first case were like 10%, 8%, a bit harder than I expected, and I didn't do any preparation, so that was kind of silly for me to do it. Okay, and of course all the new batches from Tuesday, they opened the level, the C to the 3, the Kappa quest, chain jumper, there was and the countersign 2, there was the long one, especially long one is like 17 kilometers, so not that hard. So I did 2 days about it, 2 days of like 45k in total, and there was some climbing involved with, of course, the temple KOM, but that was a doable climb of like 10 minutes or something. So that are all the route badges. So as you can see, there's nothing left to conquer. All the route badges are in the pocket. Okay, then we go to the this is a special part. This is the extra credits. You only see this when you receive them, or when you get them from Zwift. There was the 100k per hour, of course, I mentioned before on the KOM climb. You have to descend over there from the radio tower. There's a steep part from 14-15%, and if you have the right tools in your circle, then it's possible to break the 100 miles per hour. But that was before Alpe du Zwift and before Ventop, so I think it will be possible now on Alpe du Zwift, I guess. I don't know, I never tried it, but I get it on the radio tower climb. Then we have the watt badges for 800 watt, 900 watt, 1000 watt. So that was a station. Then 1100 and 1200. At this part, I received this one on an honest way, the 1100 watt, and this one was kind of strange. I was in London. I was cycling up the Box Hill, and suddenly this one popped up. I don't know why, because I was not riding like 1200 watts on Box Hill, of course. I was not sprinting or stuff like that. I think there was a bug or something in the game, so that's the only one I didn't receive on an well, it's not that I was cheating or something, but it popped up suddenly in the London area. I don't know why. I asked Zwift, but they couldn't give me an answer. So these are quite well, easy badges compared to the other ones. The received badges for the ride-ons, that's 30 is possible on even on Alpe du Zwift. You get a lot of ride-ons always, so that's a nice spot to get this badge. And then the 100 ride-ons was well, you see them next to each other. When I was 13 hours on the trainer for Everesting, of course I get a lot of ride-ons, and I was Everesting on my name, so I received it together when I was Everesting. And the Everesting, of course, last year in also in May, so it was like 1 year ago. On the beginning of May, I did the Everesting part. I was on the trainer for 12 hours and 85 minutes, so let's say that's 13 hours to complete it. It was my first experience last year with the live stream, and well, I liked it, the interaction with the people, and the possibilities to connect to each other, and people could ask you questions or motivate you. Friends could see you on the screen, and So everything was possible right then because we were in heavy lockdown in May. So everybody could join me on the ride. So that's the best part. So if you want to show it, here are all the badges I have there. Actually, these are all the badges for cycling in Zwift, and I will explain that because I did some research, and I hope I will help you. Because in total, and that's the number you see here, there are at this point in time there are like 151 badges. So you say that's not saying the number over here, but there's a reason for that. Because these badges, they are not visible. So there are also 2 hidden badges for running. And if you are like, they call it run like an Olympian, you have to do a certain case in under a special time, then they pop up here, especially because of Everest it popped up when I made it. I couldn't see it on another way, and then it pops up to 151, and that means there are for running 11 badges, so to receive, and 11 route badges, so that's 22, and the 2 special badges I mentioned, then you have 24 in total for running. Well, if you add the 24 to the 127, then you have the 151 badges in total in the game of Zwift. And I hope somebody from Zwift will pick this up. I never run on Zwift, so it always looks like I didn't have all my badges for cycling, but that's not the case because there are not any more badges here to receive. So I hope they will separate the badge part for running and cycling, so eventually it says here like 127 slash 127, that would be fair. So then I know I have all the badges that are in Zwift. I did a lot of research about it, especially the running badges. It's not very a lot of information about it, but in total there are like 24 running badges, 22 you can see, and 2 hidden, like the extra credits you see over here. So I hope it will help you if you are like me and you are like badge hunting. Well, and you can see my video and now you know the explanation for it. So that was it for today. I'm proud I got all the badges. It cost me a lot of effort, and as I mentioned for the streamers of my channel, I'm Zwifting from 2016, so it cost me like 6 years to complete everything. That's quite long, but I know you could do it maybe faster, but well, that's for me, that was not okay. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, just ask them in the chat. This video will be available on Twitch or YouTube or other Discord maybe, and then you can check it out over there and see how all the badges are compared to your own part. Okay, that's it for today.